All right. Okay. Hello, COD community. How is it going tonight? I don't have my Gamma
Are you waiting
Labs.
for an answer?
I don't have my Gamma Labs, so I just. But honestly, look at this. Like, I got the purple with the black blazer. I look real good tonight. I just want to point that out.
Tie, man. You're underdressed.
Dude, I mean, ties are too much for a setting like this. I don't even wear ties at like the events or anything. I'm just saying. I just wear the shirt with, a couple buttons loose, a nice V-neck underneath, a nice blazer, and then you got Bio over here, the pedo with the stash. Pedo. Can we all agree it's not pedo, it's pedo, please?
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
All right. Well, anyways, guys, welcome to the second show, the second episode of Being Frank. Hopefully, a lot of you guys are back from the first one. It got a lot of good feedback. A lot of people seem to like it. If you did not notice in the title, it says "Leave your feelings at the click." That's like the show's new motto. I just literally came up with that like 5 minutes before I started the stream.
You're so
honestly,
smart, Diesel. Oh my goodness.
I'm so creative with stuff. It's amazing. But guys, just leave your feelings at the click. Someone did get very butthurt after the last show, and I'm not here
after the last show.
I'm not here. I mean, I'm not here to hurt your feelings. I'm just here to tell you that you're acting like an idiot. That's what the show is for. Okay? It's a constructive criticism on the Call of Duty community. And you might not think I'm the right person. I don't deserve to do this or whatever, but it's going to be an entertaining show either way. They might not listen to me, but I'm still going to say it. That's just who I am. That's just who I am. I can't keep my mouth shut, as you guys saw. As you guys heard Wednesday when I got kicked out of the venue. I just can't keep my mouth shut. It's just not possible for me. It's a hindrance at times, but at other times it's also not a bad thing. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight, actually. 3 weeks, we couldn't have it 2 Mondays ago because Bio had an interview with Full Sail University, and we couldn't have it last Monday because I was on a plane back from Anaheim. So we're here now. A lot of shit went down in Anaheim. A lot of shit always goes down at events. It's just how it happens. But before that, I mean, oh man, we had a list. Let me go to the list. I need to make like a docket and just have a piece of paper in front of me for this stuff.
Just jot down things as they come along in the community.
Yeah. But we have a list here actually that we were making earlier. If I can find it. Okay. Oh yes, I forgot the whole. You want to start with pink? Do you just want to start with pink?
Which part? The top or the bottom?
Well, we're just going to start with that one girl, Pink. Now, don't get me wrong. She's a cool chick to hang out with. I have no beef with her at all. I love Dito. Me and Dito are good friends. I love that dude. He's an awesome guy. But, God, it's like, I just don't understand it. Like,
you don't understand their relationship?
No, I don't understand how you just sit there and let...
Oh, we're talking about
Dita,
the pics.
yes,
Okay,
we're talking about the pics. It's like, how do you just sit there and as a joke at first let him take a picture of you, and then apparently he was going to tweet it out, like, blurred or something, wasn't he? Or something happened where he accidentally tweeted out the wrong picture. Accidentally tweeted out the wrong picture.
Didn't delete it after this so-called accident.
Oh, no, of course not. But it's just funny, and then the fact that she tries to accept it afterwards and everything like that, and
it was
the
like
whole, I don't get it.
Took a picture of it and then grabbed the Gyazo of it and then posted it on Twitter. And apparently she got mad at it, which is kind of weird for Pink because she's known for sending out pics all the time to everyone. That's just kind of common knowledge in the community if you've been around a while at least. But apparently she was mad at it at first, and then after that she's just like...
No, afterwards she accepted. She's like, at least it was better than the first one. I'm like, yeah. What? At least it's better than the first one? You're fine with that? With your tits plastered all over Twitter? I don't think you should be fine with that. Honestly, if any girlfriend that I've had in the past, if I posted pictures of her naked up on that website, up on a Twitter account like that with thousands of followers, it'd be like instant, like... break up, like you douchebag, why did you do that?
You're exposing your girlfriend, but the weirdest part is that she's fine with it. Like, it's totally cool because Pink is the kind of person that will send pictures to select people, but she's fine with it just being plastered like a harlot basically, or a porn star. Like, just have it on the internet for everyone to see, for all the little kids in the community to just ogle over on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's like the weirdest thing. I mean, that literally, I was thinking about this earlier when we were talking about like topics for the show, and I was thinking to myself, like, that literally is harlot behavior. I mean, if you like go look up a definition of what a harlot, harlot is a whore, but if you go look up a definition,
synonym of whore. Okay, anyways, go on.
Go look up what a harlot is. Like, that's basically the same thing, except she's doing it for free.
I just don't. I
There's
mean,
like no distinction between
it would be different if she cared about it, but she didn't care about it, and that kind of irks me a little bit wrong way. I don't know, but you know, it leads for a good Twitter drama, which apparently this community can't get enough of, and apparently there's something going on in Parasite's stream right now. I can't like actually go and look at that while I'm doing a show myself, so I mean,
I'll scope it out, or some nice people in the chat can just tell us what's up. I was watching a little before the show, and they were just like raging, but
well, like I don't get this whole impact
arguing.
thing. Of course they are. They're always arguing.
What's new?
Like
here?
if that's new, it's not new. Like they're always arguing, and the fact that they're tweeting. We'll just go straight into this. Okay, so they lose. They got second after playing awful. Like legitimately, they played like shit last week, and they still got second. That says a lot, to tell you the truth. But just what happened afterwards, like Killa posting all the pics of him flipping people off. That I don't understand. That is he trying to be cool? Is he trying
Did he really
to
flip people like on main stage?
No, he was posting pictures on Twitter of him like flipping a mirror off or something, like like just him with the middle finger up, like, oh, I don't care, fuck you, fuck life, I hate Call of Duty now, I just made 6 figures playing Call of Duty, but I hate it. It's like, what? It's like, I don't understand that. Like, I can understand getting bored with the game, because honestly, I hop on Call of Duty, play 2 maps, and I get off. But I'm not making 6 figures playing the damn thing.
Yeah, everyone gets bored of it at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I understand, like, take a break, take a couple days off. But it's literally like a week in between events right now, and you're gonna go on with this attitude, and like now the whole team doesn't want to play and shit like this just because you lost a tournament. And maybe it's not because they lost the tournament. Maybe it's just because they got some other shit going on behind the scenes that we don't know, which I'm sure there is. There always is with every team but with them also.
Well, there was the bush, so it wasn't really behind the scenes, it was behind shrubbery, but I get what you mean.
I mean, you would think there'd be stuff behind the scenes, but with them, they generally put everything on Twitter, so there's really nothing hidden with that team. Like, anything that they feel against each other, they post on Twitter out in the open, so there's really no secrecy with Impact at all.
Yeah. You'll always know any kind of drama that's going down with them. But actually, that reminded me. Karma actually said the other day, I believe it was on ESN Late Night close to when they were closing the thing out, the last one. And Karma was on, and they had asked him if he would ever consider leaving Impact to join another team. And then they kind of brought up Envy for an example. And they said, if, let's say, Impact placed out of top 4 and Envy placed top 4 at the next event, which... in this case would be Gfinity. I'm not sure if they were talking about literally Gfinity or MLG Columbus, which is really, really far away. But he said that he would consider it, which is kind of interesting. So obviously there's tension going on that they're not afraid to just let everyone know about.
Yeah, that's just a bad move
for Envious, which, as most of you will probably already know, Karma was on Envious and MW3, so it's not like he's going in with absolutely no chemistry to a completely new set of players. He's a little familiar with them.
But I mean, then that goes back to the whole thing. Like, would a brand like Envy be willing to pick up a hot shot like Karma? You know what I mean? Like a guy that just goes off the handle with no warning at all. Like that's the thing with Impact. Like honestly, they have created this image that they are the bad boys of COD ultimately. Like that's their image. Like they're the guys you go to get entertained by watching stupid drama. It's like reality TV at its finest right there. It's like Jersey Shore meets Call of Duty in a way. And so I mean, even if they broke up, there's always that discussion, like who would want to play with them? Like who would want to take the risk? Yes, they're good players, but I mean, those players split up, never really did anything until they all got together. And now it's like all their personalities kind of melded together and they all have the same personalities. So would teams like Envy and Optic, not saying Optic will never change, but just like brand names like that, would they be willing to pick up players that they can't trust to do the right thing on Twitter or on stream or at events, or I mean, it's a huge liability.
Scar their reputation.
Yeah, it's a huge liability anymore, and
because I mean, someone like Karma could really go into one of those organizations and just completely tear down everything that they've established. Because anyone that's been around for a while, I mean, this goes for like all avenues of life. Whenever you're building up a reputation, people notice the bad things more than the good. So even if you went over to an organization that has a stellar record and is highly respected, if Karma goes into it, it's just going to go down the drain immediately, just because he has an I don't give an F attitude that he's not afraid to bring to the table. Yeah. And his excuse is, well, I've won so much money in COD. But like I've said before, Impact should be proud of what they've done, but they don't need to be assholes. They don't need to be cocky about it. That's not what's going to get them anywhere.
Well, I mean, it's just like their actions at Anaheim. I mean, Karma and Killa were out till Sunday morning around, like, I know Killa was out till like 7 a.m. drinking, and then Karma was up until like noon, and he took a 2-hour nap before the finals, before championship, and I was like, this is just crazy. And then Killa being late to like every main stage thing, like you were watching, they had the camera on his seat, like they almost got forfeited their first map because Killa was late. It's just stuff like that just doesn't need to happen. They need a leader in there that can control them, and I thought APOC might have been that guy, but it turns out he isn't.
Yeah. Like,
I love APOC, but he wants to be a friend more than a boss. And
pretty much.
That's just not the right mentality. Like, APOC wants to, I thought APOC wanted to grow something with this stock media group, but now he's joining FaZe. We can just jump right into that right now. Like that, I don't understand that at all. I think that's very shady. I mean, I can understand what he's thinking, like what FaZe is thinking and stuff like that with age and stuff like that, because Methods is like 16 or something, so he can't even play in any big Call of Duty events for another 2 years. I mean, you got COD Champs coming up next year. You got potentially COD XP coming up. Those are all 18-plus events with a lot of money at stake. So I can see FaZe's business decision right there to drop those players because of their age and pick up an older team that can play and possibly place very well at that. But at the same time, right now for the next event, I don't see why they did it. I mean,
pretty much, because I mean, one of the funniest things for me personally is the fact that Replays is still on the team, and Replays is the guy, I think he was like the second or third person that was ever on Evil on that team, and he was dropped from the team. First Realize got dropped, and then Replays got dropped. Then they went over to Dallas and they smacked Evil, which I mean was really not expected. People thought that Evil was going to do terrific at that event, just because it was one of those teams that looked really good on paper, and they did a great job against them. And then he goes back to the team and then knocks off all of his other teammates that beat that team. So it's like, I mean, there obviously has to be some there has to be some behind the scenes thing that's going on. Maybe, I mean, APOC's kind of been known for being that guy that buys players. I'm not sure about specific amounts and whatnot, but that's just kind of common knowledge in the community. Certain information's gotten leaked that's verified that, but it's like there had to have been some other incentive like money involved. Like APOC had to have put up something. Because, I mean, just looking like way out into the future, I doubt that Replays would have dropped his 3 teammates, joined a team that he beat and got kicked from in order to prepare for like a year or 2 years down the road. I just don't see that happening.
I mean, apparently Replays wanted to play with them and he didn't want to leave FaZe or something. I don't know. Like, that's another thing, man. All the rumors that could spread on Twitter about shit. Like, don't believe it. I hate that. Yeah. Like, there's always about 5 different stories to every situation that happens in this community. Don't believe it. Like, if you can't go to the source and get the correct answer, then just don't believe it. Basically what we're talking about right now is just conjecture and rumors. Like, I don't even know, because honestly, I would love to talk with APOC about this, but he's almost impossible to get a hold of anymore. Like, I don't, like, on Skype anywhere, it's impossible to get a hold of the guy. So it's really hard to talk to him, but I would love to know what went down with that, to get temper in this and stuff like that. If it was a a business decision, like how much money was in it, what's going on with everything. Why would you drop a team that just plays fifth for a team that plays top 12? What are you doing? What is going on? Like, is this future planning? I mean, honestly, it's so hard to plan for the future for any team in this community unless you're Optic or Envy,
absolutely.
because the teams are just going to constantly split up, which we see. We see it after every event. After every event, all the top teams break up. If you place top 8 and you're not Optic or Envy or even Complexity now, Complexity is a pretty stable roster as well, considering like they went from Fears to Too Quick to Clayster now, but that's a generally, though you got the 3 players right there, that's a generally stable roster. So, I mean, you can't. It's impossible to plan for the future in this community. So, honestly, I don't see what they're doing. I don't see what APOC's doing. All I know is that APOC was sitting behind Impact at MLG Anaheim, not Evil. Not Evil.
Good point, yeah.
He was sitting behind Impact. So, if there's any team that APOC wants to make it, it's Impact. So, honestly, there's some shady shit going on in the background. I'm sure there is. I think there is. And something in the next couple months, something big's gonna happen. It's not gonna shock me, but it's gonna shock some people in this community. Because I mean, he still does have that stock media group, I'm pretty sure, or whatever. And
he's been running that for a while. Like, he's had that, I think, since shortly before he even got into gaming, or rather when he joined like Team Fear and really started making a name for himself. But actually, going off of that, I believe that in his Twitter bio not too long ago, like during Anaheim, I think, he had a branding manager for Evil. Like, that was literally in his bio. So even though, you know, he's like supporting Impact and he's like the coach of them, stands behind him and whatnot, he's the guy that's trying to kind of orchestrate, you know, how Evil is branded.
Yep.
So, that, I mean, he still is invested in that team. Obviously, if he paid for players, like rumors are going around that he is, he's going to be really invested in that team, really trying to make sure that they do well. But
I mean, Evil is FaZe now. That's the thing. Like, I'm guessing he's still behind Impact. I mean, he was booking their flights and stuff for Gfinity, so I'm guessing he's still part sponsor for them. But then again, what's going on with the Icons Evil iconic partnership thing that was going on? Like, I don't know. Like, I saw Ego tweet to APOC the day he was like, the whole FaZe thing, he's like, so what's going on? Laughed my ass off. I was like, are you serious? Like, I hope that's a troll, because if Ego didn't even know about this, like, that's some weird stuff going on there.
It's pretty shady.
I know APOC wants to win no matter what. That dude wants a championship. He wants to be behind the team that wins the championship, hence why he was behind Impact. That shows where his trust is in for a winning team, by the way. Just saying. Not Evil, Impact. But, you know, anyways, going on. He wants a winning team, so when push comes to shove, he might be with FaZe now, just for appearances probably, but he's really with Impact, in my opinion. That's the team he's going to stick with, and he needs to mentor a little bit and be more of a leader figure than a friend figure, because he wants to be their friends too bad. Yeah, he's more of a friend than a manager or anything like that.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but I mean, it's just I talked with APOC at the Hilton Sunday night when everybody was down there, and I was like, dude, you gotta give some discipline to this squad, man. All they need is a little discipline, and they could do anything. They could have had COD by the balls after COD Champs if they played it smart, but they played it retarded. So they don't have COD by the balls. Optic has COD by the balls, and I think Optic will forever.
Please stop talking about balls.
I think Optic will forever have COD by the balls. One more in there. But no, I mean, it's just funny. It's just funny to see the stuff that happens in this community.
Yeah.
Just the way things play out.
Apparently that whole FaZe situation was, like, on both sides really, really sketchy, because you said that Ego was left in the dark. Apparently also the 3 members that were on FaZe that got kicked, they were also in the dark. Yeah, just like all of a sudden, you know, Temper had unfollowed them on Twitter, didn't even reply to their tweets, and that was the end of FaZe after Anaheim.
See, that's bad right there. I hate that. Yeah. Like, I don't care if you're gonna drop me or if you're gonna fire me, if you're gonna do whatever you got to do with your business. Tell me face to face.
Right.
Don't freaking do it behind my back, and then when I try to contact you to talk about it, you freaking ignore me. That pisses me off.
That sounds like an amateur team. That sounds
that's
like what
that's
all
the
amateurs
most
do.
that's the most childish thing, and he's the leader of this FaZe clan that apparently has a pretty good following on YouTube and stuff like that. It's a sniper clan. I mean, apparently he makes money doing this stuff. He's running a business here, and that's not a good way of doing business. But then again, I think there's really no one does good business in this community, to tell you the truth. I mean, you can't trust anybody. I can't trust anybody. There's nobody I really trust in this community except Bio here. And actually, I trust Hex too. Hex is a stand-up guy. There's like 5 people in this community I maybe trust and I can talk to about stuff. But that's about it. Other than that, if I tell somebody something that I accidentally told them, I'm like, oh shit, who's gonna find out about that tomorrow?
Yeah. I mean, it really hurts to be too paranoid about who knows what in the community. But
I mean, I've been here since COD 4. I've known most of these guys for half a decade, and it's still being here that long and the stuff that gets around. It's just funny. You learn who you can trust and who you can't. So.
Yeah. Well, actually, going back to Impact, I just turned on the audio for their stream. They're like just pretty much completely bashing each other right now. Everyone's typing in the fall of Impact in their stream. Karma even tweeted out, "I cannot believe levels of ignorance and delusionalism, if that's even a word. Sick of that during the entire damn game."
It's a word now. I'm going to use it. Delusionalism. Yeah. Delusionalism.
I actually found it was kind of funny. I looked up definitions of delusional just to find a good one to post on Twitter for everyone. But because I kind of think that there are a lot of people that don't know what that means, but just use the word.
I guarantee there's people in the chat right now that think Frank is a guy. They're waiting for Frank to come on. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Google it.
It was actually kind of funny because at the end of it says, if your friend thinks he's going to get rich playing video games, he's probably not mentally ill, but it's not a stretch to call him delusional. I just thought that was kind of funny.
Honestly, I mean, Impact leaves for Gfinity tomorrow. So if they're bickering and everything now, who knows? But that's Impact's credo, though. They're always bickering at each other. Always. Yeah. At COD Champs, I said it last night on Community's Voice as well. At COD Champs, I was watching them play on one of the side stations. Miracles literally kicked his chair back in the middle of the match, stood up. The match was still going. He wasn't playing at all. He put his controller down, stood up, and was yelling at Parasite during the match. That literally happened. I was like, is this real life right now? This is happening? And then they won COD Champs. So, I mean, that is what they do. It's always been, they always get through it somehow, so I have no idea. I have no idea.
It's one of those flip-flop teams, and at some point, it's just going to snap. It's just going to fall apart. The literal fall of Impact will happen, and they're just going to collapse. All of them will just disperse. If one of them leaves the team, I'm really confident that the other 3 players won't be sticking together. Because as they've said about themselves time and time again, they're really good individually, which is completely true. I mean, if you watch them play, they're all very, very skilled players individually. But if one of them leaves, the whole thing's just going to fall apart, and that's it. Impact's not going to be a team anymore. Well, I mean, whether Karma goes to Envy, whether he goes to some other team, whether Killa leaves first, Parasite, Miracles, who knows? Any number of combinations could happen. But if one leaves Impact, I highly doubt that the 3 of them are going to continue as a trio.
Oh man.
Way too impulsive, way too hot-headed.
Yeah, way too impulsive, way too hot-headed, way too emotional about everything. I mean, it's just, that's a whole, that's a soap opera right there. I mean, honestly, if I was APOC, I would get a film crew with them, and I would start an Impact House with a film crew, and would make a reality show out of that, and just have it on Twitch, on a nightly basis. That would get so many views. That'd be the greatest thing ever. That would be the greatest thing ever. Just a reality TV show with those guys, because they're always so emotional, always so hyped up, always so angry. It's just funny. When Killa was on main stage, dude, and he got so pissed off, he went like this. He's gonna freaking smoke them out. I was like, please do it. Please follow through with that. Oh man, at the same time, don't do it because that's bad and everything. But the other side, I'm like, oh my god, please do it. Please do it. It's just.
I really do get so much meme content out of Killa after every event. It's just way too easy.
The best thing about the best like GIF or GIF, it's GIF. Sorry, it's GIF now. I don't want to call
Isn't
it a
that
GIF.
a peanut butter?
What?
Isn't that GIF? Isn't that peanut butter?
I know, but it's GIF now. From the creator of the GIF, it's pronounced GIF. So we got the GIF peanut butter, and we got the GIF spelled with the G instead of a J. That goes on the interwebs. But anyway, so my favorite GIF was the one when Killa hits TP with the shotgun, and then TP kills him with the two. he gets him. He looks over like Parasite or something, and he's like, "What? What?" Dude, that shit was hilarious. I was laughing so hard. Just his expressions are priceless. Sometimes it's so funny. And then
I really don't blame him. I mean, that really was BS. I was surprised. I literally stood back like.
It was so funny. And then the other one of Crimsix, there was a meme of Crimsix where it's just the same face and it's like the 8 emotions of Crimsix. Oh, you made that one? Yeah. Dude, that was hilarious. I remember Aches was watching the reruns of the finals a couple nights ago, and apparently in the chat, they're like, Aches was like, "Oh my god, Crim smiled, there was a smile, he smiled!" Like, he was going off in the chat, it was hilarious. Like, Crim literally, that dude has no emotions, it's funny as hell.
Like, when he won, he was just like...
Like, you got Clay standing up, Superman, and then you got Aches, like, hugging him, and then you got TP was even hyped up, and that dude's just normally really low-key and chill, and then you still have Crim, like, yay.
Like, come on, guys, pack up your stuff. We have to get off main stage.
Oh, it's just funny. Oh, man. So apparently, Ego dropped Study.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I had no idea that happened. That's stupid, obviously. I mean, we only talk about stupid stuff on this show, but I'm really surprised that they dropped Stay, because from what I heard, he did really, really well at the event. He was one of those players that was pretty consistent, and I mean, he's done well at previous events too. Believe me, he's a good player. But I don't know. Do we have any details as to why? I'm gonna go to Ego's Twitter.
Well, I know I saw Ego tweeting like after Anaheim, like, he always does this. It's like once a week. He's like, "Oh, I don't know who to trust anymore. I've been friends with these people, and now I can't trust them." So who knows what went on behind the scenes?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Ego's another one of those guys, like, that's kind of emotional, to be honest. Like, when it comes to his rosters and stuff, like, it's just so based on emotion. Like, that's kind of why he has a pickup team at every event. It's just because he makes very impulsive changes. Just like an amateur, which he was an amateur before Anaheim.
Okay, so here, the tweets in the chat now. He dropped Study. He's too immature, he's a liar, and he's not about the grind. Takes shit for granted and doesn't want to win. I think he wants to win. I don't think I would have tweeted that. He wants to win. Immature a little bit. I mean, honestly, I love Study, but he was wearing the studded jean vest jacket at MLG Anaheim.
Oh, Lord.
Dude, I was calling him Michael the entire week, man. I was like, dude, all you're missing is the glove. Like, please. I was like, dude, if you're on main stage and you win something, you have to do some sort of signature Michael Jackson move. Like, you have to, just because... Yeah, I don't know.
All suited up for it.
I don't know what he was thinking when he put that on, but he was like, "Dude, I like it," and I was like, "You look like an idiot, but okay."
Zip him up. Yeah.
That's fine, dude. But honestly, he
isn't he the same? You know? Oh, Study's that guy. Okay, so when I went to Dallas, like, I saw this kid walk in the lobby, and he literally had beats like this.
Yeah, that might have been him.
Like, he was just walking around with beats like that. I was like, what are you doing, man? So it's kind of like the same as a stud thing.
Dude, okay, it's like he's got to listen to his music while having a conversation.
Listening to other people, but still listening to music.
Yeah, exactly. Hell yeah, dude.
I don't remember that.
He's got to have the beats, man. Got to let that beat drop, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
It's too intense for my ears.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I need to know what's going on in my peripherals. I gotta hear what's going on. I can't take it. Always gotta know. He's gotta be on alert. He's one of those guys that just stands in the corner of the room, so he has the whole room in front of him. No one can come up behind him.
Yeah, always aware.
But oh man, it's just I'm gonna say this once because I haven't brought it up yet, and I do want to say it. The whole Bush thing, I don't know if it's a rumor or not because I don't even know if it's true myself. I just saw it on Twitter.
Let me get some of my memes.
Okay, but if it is true, get a damn room. Come on.
Yeah, that kind of surprised me. Like, why a bush? Were you really that far from the venue? Could you not have just grabbed a room? I'm not gonna go on into all the details of what could have happened.
I don't even know if it's
a
true.
Bush?
I don't even know if it's true. I just know all the rumors from it and stuff like that.
Was it ever
just get a
denied
room.
though? Like, I don't ever remember it being denied.
I
That's
don't
one thing
know.
that surprised me.
I don't know. But apparently watching Impact right now is really funny because they're just going at each other's throats. And that's always a good listen, you know, for the community, but not for the sponsors that want to pour money into this video game. So, I was talking with a PR rep from Activision, and we were over there standing next to main stage, and it was actually Impact and Complexity were up there. I think it was during one of their their first match actually, and they got up and were like trash talking each other. And he started saying how that's bad for the Call of Duty brand because Call of Duty is already perceived, like esports is already perceived as an immature like sport because of the age and everything like that. And he said like when they're seen on stream doing that, that just hurts the brand of Call of Duty even more for esports because no one wants to invest into an immature demographic, which I can understand that. But then again, I watched the Silva fight, and Silva had his hands down and was like slapping his chin to let that Weidman guy just knock him out. Like, how immature is that? Like, you know? Okay, the UFC fight last weekend.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I don't watch men in tights grope each other in a cage.
Someone roast this guy. Like, even I don't watch fighting, but I know what it is, and he's like, the what? The what? No, but still, like, it was just stupid. And if Silva can do that with $million, like multiple $1 million on the line, then I don't see a problem with Call of Duty and a little trash talk back and forth.
But it's not a little trash talk. Like, you gotta admit that. Like, you know that out of all people, that it's not just a little trash talk. Like, a lot of people can go over and beyond.
Oh, I know.
Would you ever put the TWR brand on any of these Call of Duty teams, other than like maybe Optic or Envy?
If they paid me enough money.
If they paid, no, you paying them, like you sponsoring them, not them paying you.
No, I wouldn't invest money into anybody in this community. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, exactly. So for anyone,
that's bad of me to say, honestly, because I want money be just freaking poured into this community. But honestly, half the people, they're like, why can't we get sponsors? Why not? It's because you don't want to work for it. Like, nobody wants to work for anything in this community, and that's that whole high school mentality with you're still living with your parents, which I'm still living with my parents, but I work and stuff like that, and go to school full time. But you just have that mentality where you're still living with your parents, you're young, you don't have a job, you probably haven't had a job yet, your parents still give you everything that you ask. So then you come into here and you see Optic and these big teams getting money, you know, playing video games and all this stuff, and you're like, I want that, why don't I have that? And then when you go to ask sponsors to sponsor you, and they're like, no, you get all bent out of shape for no reason. It's like you haven't paid your dues, you haven't proven yourself. Like, a lot of these players that you see now at the top have been here since COD 4, COD 3, COD 2, Rainbow Six, frickin' all these games that started esports. They've been here that long, and they've paid their dues. They've worked their ass off for years. They deserve what they're getting now, and you guys have to understand that. You have to work for it. Nothing comes cheap. Like, you have to put the time into it. It's just it's the same with school. If you don't study, if you don't do your homework, you fail. You don't go to college. Good luck working at McDonald's. Have fun with that the rest of your life. Like, it's just kids.
Ooh, shots fired at Nate Shot. Ooh.
Kids don't. No, that was not shots fired at Nate Shot. That was not shots fired. That was not shots fired at Nate Shot. It's just McDonald's is on the mind. Like, I don't know, but it's just people don't want to work for anything anymore, and it honestly pisses me off. And when you tell them, you ask people to do something for you, and they get all bent out of shape on it, it just blows my mind. Like the stuff with ESN, like, honestly, I love the dudes over there, but shit needs to change. Like, we have all these writers on staff, and they haven't wrote an article in I don't know how long. If you don't want to write, then get off the staff. There's plenty of writers out there that want to write for ESN. I mean, there's people that have been applying for it over the past week now with this ESN late night show. So
Oh
I
yeah,
mean,
that's right.
you know, it's just there are people out there that are willing to do the work for
Yeah.
a little. You know, it's just you got to do the work first, and
Like
if you're not going to
passionate
do the
up and
work,
coming people.
yeah, it's like I've been doing this for a year now. Do I have anything to say for it? No, I have nothing to say for it. Honestly, I have nothing. I get flown to events to do interviews. That's all I have to say of it right now. But I'm still here because I generally like all the people in this community. I like the guys. I like going to the events and hanging out with the people I consider my friends and stuff like that. It's always a good time, and that's why I'm still here. But I don't know. Pretty soon it may have to change. You never know. You can only be here so long with little return and say that's enough. Enough's enough. Sometimes got to get back to real life. If this isn't,
You're tearing me up,
I
man.
don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with my life, man. This is like I don't know. It's like confessions, teenage confessions. On being frank, I'm tearing up, man. I love you guys. No, but real. I mean, it's just shit has to change. It's time. It's time for this community to grow up a bit. It really is. I mean, enough people are of age. They're 18, 19, 20, even the 16 to 20-year-old. Like all you guys, it's just time. Time to grow up, please.
I kind
Please.
of feel like if people knew a little bit more about what goes on behind the scenes, what kind of benefits you get, what kind of connections you build, then people would be a little bit more incentivized to do better, or rather act better, be more mature, stuff like that. Because, you know, look at someone like Nate Shy. He's got the Red Bull contract. And to a lot of people, a lot of the young people in the community, they think that that just means a lifetime supply of Red Bull.
Oh,
and that's
no.
like,
Oh, how wrong you are.
yeah, that's like the smallest benefit that you get. I mean, you're basically getting just paid. You're basically getting paid to a very large sum amount of money to just continue doing what you're doing. Plus, you get free Red Bull. Plus, you get free mini fridges. Plus, you get free Red Bull swag. Plus, you get free Red Bull hats. But
Which aren't sold. Like only like
Yeah, you
people
get
sponsored by Red Bull get their
exclusive
apparel, which
swag.
is pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie.
But yeah, like I kind of feel like if people really knew the behind the scene benefits, then people would be a little bit more incentivized. Obviously, Call of
Is
Duty
that a word?
caters.
Can someone Google that for me? Incentivized? I don't know. We're gonna go with it though. We'll roll with it. Go on.
All right. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that people would be a little bit more encouraged. Call of Duty caters toward a younger crowd just because it's easier to play and easier to get used to and easier to do well at than something like StarCraft or League of Legends. Those games you have to study and study and study. But Call of Duty is one thing that you can just jump right into and kind of get the general swing of things on day one. So obviously we get a younger crowd, and they may not necessarily be able to grasp.
I'm gonna throw it out there. We get a younger, dumber crowd.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it out there. You know, take it how you want it. I said leave your feelings at the click, but a lot of you guys are idiots. Just go on bio.
Yeah. So, you know, a lot of them might not be able to grasp exactly what the benefits are. I came into this whole scene like competitive when I was like 17. So I kind of already got that, okay, you have to build connections, you have to brand yourself well, you have to be mature, stuff like that.
Oh, it's just I mean, building connection. It's like I can't tell you how many times people would give me shit for showing up to events, paying my way to get there to coach back in Black Ops 1. It's like you don't understand. Like, okay, life is a game of chess, people. If you're playing checkers, you're gonna be working McDonald's the rest of your life. No, that's not a shot at frickin' Nate Shot. Don't say it. But honestly, like 2 years ago, I was like, I'm gonna go to these events. I'm gonna meet everybody. I'm gonna become friends with them. You know, just build relationships with people and stuff like that. You gotta network yourself in anything you do in real world at college. Like, why do you think people join fraternities and stuff like that? It's networking. It's getting to know the alum that are successful and that can mentor you on how to be successful in life and everything in general. I mean, it's just the whole camaraderie that comes with that. So, I mean, going to all the events in Black Ops 1, I met all these people. I gained relationships with them. And then when it came to Black Ops 2 or end of Modern Warfare 3, when I decided I wasn't going to play anymore and started this show, I had all those relationships, so people were willing to come on this show. Like,
Yeah.
that's what built TWR, is the guests. It wasn't me. Like, nobody could care less what I had to say back when this show started. It was the guests that I was bringing on that they wanted to hear from. And they only came on because I networked and I built those relationships with them and I knew them personally and stuff like that. And a lot of people don't understand that yet. They don't understand what networking is. They don't understand. They just expect to go up to someone and expect them to be friends with them right off the bat, and that they should do stuff for them with nothing in return. And that goes with young age and immaturity. But
Yeah, everyone comes into the scene thinking that you owe them something.
oh yeah,
Well, not everyone. Like, there are a lot of, you and I know great people there in the community that aren't like that came into it mature and stuff. But someone said in the chat, COD is just easier to adopt as a viewer, which is true. You can relate to it better for all ages, which is why something like soccer is so much more popular than competitive curling or something, which is why COD has so much more potential than StarCraft 2 as an esport, which is completely true, because the more people that can get involved, the better. But the only problem is we just get a younger crowd. So if we were getting an older crowd of like a lot of people that were past puberty or found out what maturity was, it wouldn't really be a problem. But it's the fact that we're attracting such a large crowd of young people that's the biggest problem.
that feed off all the immaturity on Twitter too.
Yeah.
That's
I
another...
admit that it's even dragged me down over the years. Like I would say that I started off as, like a respectable, mature person, but then as the years went on, like I've noticed that I've started becoming more immature in my Twitter presence and stuff because of how I've been involved, how long I've been involved in the community, how much of it has rubbed off and stuff like that. So, it's not like everyone's invulnerable.
I am.
All right, calm down, Diesel.
Yeah, and you did say it in the chat, or this guy said another thing. He said, quite ironic for an M-rated game. Yes, I mean, but that's why
even have the game in the
I know, but that's why the big events are 18 plus, because it is technically a 17 plus game in the States, but it's 18 plus over in Europe and around the globe.
Yeah.
But that's why the events are 18 plus, and it honestly boggles me when people bitch about that. It's like the game is for... I can understand like the 17 plus thing bitching about it, but if you're a 16-year-old or 15-year-old player bitching about it, I don't see why you are. I mean, you already know, like, if your mom had to go buy you the game and you couldn't get it yourself, then you shouldn't be bitching. Like, that's the whole thing. Yeah. That's what yes, you're getting screwed out of a lot of money if you're a good player at this game, but at the same time, according to the ratings, you're not old enough to play it, so I don't see...
So you don't really have a say.
Yeah. Like, you're lucky you get to go play at MLG events. I remember back when Black Ops 1 started, there was like a huge fiasco about players might have to be 17 plus to even play at MLG events. That was a huge situation. Yeah. Like, that was a big thing that was going around before MLG Black Ops 1 started. It's like, if you have to be 17 plus to play, then half the COD community is gone, like, essentially. Like that. So that was one thing that helped budge that situation.
Yeah.
It's just funny. It's funny when I see all the crying on Twitter. I just laugh. I sit back and laugh. I don't get the popcorn. I just get the chips and some water, and I just sit there and I'm like, yes, this is good. Yes, wine some more. You're making yourself look dumber with every tweet. Come on, baby. Come on, do it. I know you're gonna say it.
Which is unfortunate, but that's why we're doing the show, everyone. So.
Yeah, that's why this show's coming back on a weekly basis to let me vent on what I think about this community. And honestly,
just you. Okay, you forgot about my mustache.
Does your mustache have a voice? I don't think so. If it did, we'd probably have a lot more viewers. But I'm going to stress this on every show until people get it across, if you're new to it or whatever. This is nothing personal. I am friends with the majority of the players in this community, and a lot of the pillars in this community as well. Like, anything I say about them, it's out of friendship. It's not out of hate. Like, I want them to succeed in esports. That's why I'm putting this show on, to hopefully you guys will see it. You'll tell them on Twitter that maybe they'll come in and watch it and hear what I have to say about it. But a lot of the stuff I say isn't stupid. Like, it isn't. It makes sense.
I didn't know that.
It makes sense, right? I mean, it does make sense. Like, I'm honestly one of the older guys in this community, and I'm only 24, and that's young, and I'm one of the older ones. There's not many people older than me in this community right now, except like Ego and Hex and all the older guys, like Hastro, the guys that have been here forever and own organizations and stuff now. Like, those are really the only guys older than me. So I'm trying to sit here and show these kids, essentially, I'm going to call them, kids right now, like what they're doing wrong and how they can improve on it. And I talk with a lot of them at events, and they sit there and listen, but I feel it just goes in one ear and out the other. So I don't know what else there is to do anymore except have a show like this where this community will watch it, and then they'll take it to Twitter like I know they already are, and then it'll go from there. Twitter's a powerful force in this community. It really is. It's a very powerful force.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny to see that a lot of like the Call of Duty pros have more followers than a lot of like A-star actresses and actors in Hollywood. Like that like boggles me sometimes. It's like these guys make millions of dollars a movie and millions of people watch them, but they have less followers than say, you know, like Big Timer or someone like that. Even Nadeshot, who's the most followed esports personality anything right now on Twitter, he broke 200,000 last weekend.
Yeah.
So it's crazy to think about that. It's just how big esports is online. It's an online market, and it's crazy. It really is.
Did we talk about the VVV roster yet? I know that a lot of people wanted us to talk about roster changes.
Yeah.
But did you hear the update on that?
I just know Realize got dropped. I don't know who they were picking up.
Well, before you get flamed in the chat, he didn't get dropped. He
left. Sorry,
it was like
whatever.
a mutual
Yeah.
release, basically.
A mutual breakup,
Yeah.
as far as Twitter goes. Okay,
Yeah.
go on.
But anyway, so yeah, he got dropped from VVV. They're starting to play with some other people, but apparently it was just because like they weren't getting along with him anymore. But yeah, exactly. He pretty much left. So I believe that they're gonna be picking up Embos. I believe. I don't know if it's 100% confirmed, but Embos is also scrimming with Unite. So
Yeah,
then
because it's more Unite Embos than VVV Embos at this point, I'm pretty sure.
really,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, I mean, to be honest, I'd rather be like, if I were a pro player and I were looking at options, I'd rather be with VVV because Unite argues all the time. That it's like the most. It's like I'll just go.
But that was with
watch their
FizzUp on the roster. FizzUp's not on the roster
No.
anymore.
Like they still do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I was watching Nameless's stream last night. It's Nameless and Slack going back and forth the entire time, just yelling at each other. Like neither of them know how to.
Well, I
like,
think
treat teammates.
isn't Slack the captain of that team?
Yeah, he is.
And he's the youngest.
Yeah, and I
And
think
that
there's
might
some-
be an
I
issue
think-
there.
Well, yeah, and I think that there's some conflict there because Nameless has pretty much been the captain of the teams he's been on for like the past year and a half. So there's obviously some conflict there. Plus, like you mentioned, he's older than Slack. So
Yeah.
obviously there's some tension going on
And
there.
that goes on with age. Like, I know, like, it took me a while, but getting, like, orders from someone younger, it just, it's weird. It's very weird.
But
Very weird.
Unite, Standard, you said it good. Unite pretty much doesn't have chemistry. I mean, they're a team that has capable players on it, but they just don't have chemistry. They just yell at each other, and it's kind of funny sometimes. I mean, if you I'll be completely honest. If you want to see people that don't know how to treat their teammates, go watch Unite. They act like amateurs with how they treat each other. They're very disrespectful to each other. They don't know how to act mid-game. They start yelling at each other and talk about like a game that happened 10 games ago in like the next series that they play. Like, I don't understand why anyone would want to be on their team compared to someone like VVV, which no, I was going to say I would have said the same thing about VVV before they dropped Realize, but no, I take that back. I mean, VVV is like full mature players now. I'm really happy that Derek is no longer affiliated with VVP because I think that he really scarred that organization's reputation.
I think
he
got too big of a head. Like, his stream started gaining some ground and with viewers and stuff, and he started getting a big head.
Yeah.
And that happens with young age.
Once an amateur player like places third at his first event, I can kind of understand where the ego would come from.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I know I even got a big head, like, after a while, after having the show, and, like, the viewers and the people that watch the show, I got a big head, too, and I didn't even realize it until it was actually Melissa at MLG Dallas. I walked, she's like, "You got extremely cocky since Black Ops 1. I'm like, All right. Thanks for I didn't recognize it,
Whatever.
but okay.
That's what
Thanks.
you think.
Thanks for letting me know. You know, I mean, people. It happens to everybody. They get big heads and they think nothing's gonna stop them, and then you get knocked down a peg and you realize, whoa, slow it down a bit.
Yeah.
That comes all from experience, though.
Yeah.
All from experience.
I'm kind of curious now that I guess Derek has been a little humbled, I guess you could say, even though they did place top 8. That's what I heard from Anaheim. I wonder who he's going to be running with. I don't think that I've heard anything as far as who he's scrimming with. I would assume that he's going to try and keep going because, I mean, he's a talented player, so he
He's a
might
good
as well
player.
keep playing. I mean,
Yeah, I
he's
know.
an immature little kid, but he's a talented God player.
But 98.765% of this community is immature, and yes, I just did that.
Okay. I have no idea where he came up with that stat, but we'll roll with it because it just kind of sounds accurate.
Just
it
in my
sounds
head.
fancy.
It's
Yeah.
that's the fancy. The more decimal places you go down, the more believable it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
The more numbers in there, the more legitimate it sounds.
It makes it sound like I did some math on the side before this show. No, but it'll come with time. Like I hope COD is still here in the next couple of years. Honestly, I don't see it being here in the next couple of years, but I hope it is. I think give this game another 3 to 5 years if it's possible, and a lot of these players will grow and mature, and it will turn into something that a lot more companies will be willing to get into. Because right now, a lot of companies are getting into the game right now. It's just not the big companies that you would want. Like back in the day when Halo was big, like Dr. Pepper was sponsoring teams and stuff like that. Like that's where you eventually want to get to. Yeah. And right now, we're not there yet. I mean, it's good to see that Red Bull sponsored Nadeshot because that's a step in the right direction. If Red Bull's getting in it, I mean, they were one of the first companies to get in it with Halo, with Status Quo and all them guys. So. Yeah. That's the beginning. It's just time for a lot of these players to finally realize that there's a lot of money to be made at this and grow up and take it seriously as a business and not as a hobby anymore. Just like Impact is taking it. Impact is taking it as a hobby still. I was like, you guys have made 6 figures in 2 months playing this video game and you're still taking it as a hobby. This is a goddamn job now. Like this is a business. You guys are young enough, you'll be here for the next 5 years playing this game and you could still stay at the top. And you're taking this as a joke, and it's not. And it makes this whole community this. So they need to clean this shit up. But you know what?
We don't care, because we've won so much, and we're Impact.
Yeah. We don't care. I'm going to be me. I'm going to be me. I'm going to be me.
Yeah,
well, you're an idiot, dude. Be you at home. Be you at home, not in the public image. Like, that's the whole thing. You can be you in person at home, whatever, but on Twitter, in the public's image, in the public site, freaking act like an adult, dude. Seriously, please. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. But, it doesn't really matter what I ask. It's going to take people like APOC and people like that are the money behind these teams to finally step in and be like, you need to start acting up or you're just not going to go.
I mean, yeah, and that goes for every avenue of life. Like, for some reason, people think that there's an exception for every single, standard in life when it comes to Call of Duty. I mean, like our president, for example. Like, I'm sure he hates the Middle East. He probably wants to give the finger to him. Does he do that in front of national TV?
Who?
No. Like the president, for example.
What are we talking about?
Anyone that deals with...
Why are we talking about the president? I don't give a shit about the president. This is Call of Duty.
I'm just giving an example. Anyone that deals with foreign relations, they don't like the other, they don't like the other countries because they're difficult.
Oh, so Hillary? Now you're talking shit on Hillary? Better watch out, bro.
Wait, just Hillary? What are you talking about? There's... Oh, never mind. You're from the COD community. Oh, nothing. But I mean,
it's very true.
It goes for every part of life. You don't. You can act however you want out. At home, to your friends, off the camera. But if you really want to get your best investment and your best return on your investment in something, you won't be an idiot about this. It doesn't matter if you're you. That's fine. I mean, that's kind of what culture promotes right now. Just be you. Just be you. But being you doesn't mean be an asshole. It means, be truthful with people. Be just, don't do stupid things.
That's a lot. That's asking a lot.
I know, and it's frustrating, but
It just like there's so many things I want to say on Twitter every day, and I just refrain from saying it because I'm an adult.
Just send it to my Skype. I'll say
Because
it. I
I'm an
say
adult.
everything.
Like no, because sometimes you have to hold back because there are like I'm with ESN, I do represent them, I represent some other companies and stuff like
Well,
that.
yeah,
Like so you have to be mature about it and not say dumb things. Like this is my thing. If I'm about to send a tweet out and I think about it, like, and I actually think about it, then I don't do it. Like if there's that little voice message that said this might be stupid, don't do it. I don't do it. Like if there's any inclination that what I tweet might be stupid, I don't tweet it. And there's just no point in doing it. So, and that's what I think a lot of players need to kind of use that process. It's like if you think what you're tweeting is really stupid and you'll probably get flack for it, then don't tweet it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Just don't do it.
And there you go. Think before you tweet.
Hey man, that's my show's motto. That's TWR's motto.
Yeah.
Like think before you tweet. This show's motto is leave your feelings at the click. So actually, I should probably hashtag that. Leave your feelings at the click.
That would be a pretty long hashtag. I wouldn't
That
do
would be a pretty long hashtag.
Just
It
put like
would.
a TM at the end of it. Trademark logo.
Actually, I should probably trademark that. I like that. Like, I'm glad I came up with that. I like that. I pat myself on the back quite a bit, people. So it's just what I do. But yeah, what else is going down that maybe the chat wants us to talk about, or something on our list that we forgot about?
I mean, we're down for anything. If we had done a show last week, like, to be honest, there's so much more that I would have said. But for some reason, I can't think of it right now. But what's this Optic meeting? What could it be about? Lord knows. Maybe they're getting another shipment of Red Bull or Astros. I mean, if Optic's having a meeting, then it's whatever. Like, Optic probably has meetings all the time.
Oh, especially now that they're in the same house, it's like Optic meeting every night.
Yeah.
Which is
If
good.
you get what I mean. No.
There should be meetings like that amongst teams on a weekly basis at least. Just to go over stuff, where the team's going, stuff like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I mean, if there's any like business plan to follow for a team organization, it's Optic right now. Like,
Yeah.
and maybe, I mean, it's, you know, you got FaZe, which is trying to be up and coming, which they just created a huge stink on Twitter in the past week, though, with whatever they're doing, and I don't really consider FaZe a reputable organization anymore after what just happened with them.
Yeah.
That's just my own opinion on it. But you got them, then you got Unite, which is, I don't really know like what Unite's doing. They're kind of just that one org that's in the background a little bit. Then you got Complexity, who joined Call of Duty. They're
really
up and coming
big in
now.
other games.
Yeah, really big in other
games.
games, and picked up. Yeah, they're more on the PC side of things, and they picked up Call of Duty, so it was good to see that. And now that they have a winning team, they'll probably stay with Call of Duty. I'm sure they will. And then, what other companies? Evil Geniuses were looking to get involved, but Impact fucked that up. So I doubt that's going to happen anytime soon in the next couple of years. They'll probably just stay on the PC side of things. But other than that,
Like, that really sucks. Like, now that I think about it more, Evil Genius is such a big company. For those of you who don't know Evil Geniuses,
Curse.
they're really,
I forgot about Curse. Yeah.
they're a huge company outside of Call of Duty. Like, just go look up some stats, go look up their website, find out what they're all about. But, like, that would have been so big for our community if that had happened. And they looked at the best Call of Duty team in the game right now, and they basically just shot themselves in the foot. Impact completely screwed it up, and that could have been such a huge thing for our community. Like, if you think about it, if you guys understand like how big Evil Geniuses is, and how much of an impact that would have, no pun intended, how much of an impact that would have
Pun intended. Please, pun intended.
if they got involved. All these other companies from the other games like StarCraft, League of Legends, Dota, they would have come in and they would have invested as well, because they would have seen, hey, Evil Geniuses just picked up the best team in the game. Let's find out who the next best teams are. But nope, Impact had to be themselves.
I'm gonna be me, bro. I'm gonna be me.
I'm gonna do me.
I'm gonna
I'ma do me, man.
So like this whole show actually was about actually like being myself, but I still do it in a professional, reputable manner. I'm not like on here just like, oh, F this, F that, F that, I'm better than all of you, you're all idiots. F that. Well, I actually did call a lot of you idiots earlier. But F this, F that. No, I just sit here and I have an intellectual conversation with my boy over here, Bio, and we talk about what we think is wrong with the people in this community. We're not here to bash people. We're not here to do anything in a negative way. It's supposed to be positive. It's supposed to be a constructive criticism. I'm going to stress that on every show for like the next 6 months probably. This is a constructive criticism. And it's something that this community needs, because a lot of people are afraid to say it themselves because they don't want the backlash. They don't want everything that comes with telling people what they're doing wrong. So
Right.
I'm here. I'll take the backlash. I could care less.
If I was still with an organization like Quantic or Complexity, which I've been involved with in the past, I probably wouldn't even be able to do this show. But I'm not linked to any organizations at this moment, so I feel like there's more freedom. It's not like, oh, I have nothing to lose, so I won't give an F. It's just I can, express my feelings on certain situations without, a company worrying about how it may or may not affect their image. So Diesel and I are just in better positions than most people in this community.
Yeah. Yeah, we can say what we
Yeah.
want. We can say what we want.
Someone said bio versus external. That's kind of a personal issue that's not really like related to video gaming, so I don't really want to go into that.
Yeah.
But external is a complete fraud, but that's all I'm going to say about that.
Oh, man. Man, being frank?
What's that?
Said, are you being frank?
Oh yeah, I'm
Okay.
being frank.
Alright, he's being frank. But I don't know, what else do you guys want us to talk about in here? Something that we may have forgot, because we've talked about roster changes, we've talked about the pink pictures a couple weeks ago, we talked about...
The recent ones, not
the recent ones.
Yeah.
What else was... I was thinking about something before the show.
Boss Nasty?
Actually, before... we didn't talk... The Optic House wasn't operational on the last show we had. This it went operational literally the Wednesday right after the show.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But I'll talk about that for a little bit. I think the Optic House is awesome, to tell you the truth. Honestly, just what it brings to the Call of Duty scene, not only viewer wise on Twitch, but also just kind of that blueprint for other teams to follow. I think it's great. You guys, I already saw it after the first week of the Optic House. They turned Optic House went operational, 30,000 viewers automatically came to Twitch, and the Call of Duty channel was second on Twitch for the first time ever without there being a big event, and that was awesome to see. Every time they're on, they're bringing more and more viewers to the stage for Call of Duty, and it's great. Even when Optic isn't on, the average viewership for Call of Duty is up. It almost doubled. It really did. Before the Optic House went operational, if Nadeshot wasn't on streaming, we would be steady at about 2,000 to 4,000 viewers maybe, and then with Optic operational, we'd be at 15 or whatever. And now with the Optic House, we're at a steady 9,000 without the Optic House on. And the Optic House comes on, we're at 20 to 30,000. So it's great for this community. It's great. It's just getting Call of Duty out there in a better way. All of Optic, they're very reputable. They have good personalities. People enjoy watching them. They handle themselves in a mature manner. They're just good players for this young audience to watch and learn from. So it's good to see Optic doing all that. They really are the blueprint for this community, and them and Envy
They're
really
the
are.
green print.
That was gay. I'm just gonna say that. Being frank, you're an idiot right now for saying that. But it's just, I don't see how you can dislike Optic. There's really no reason to dislike Optic. There really isn't.
Well, you can have personal reasons with them. But
And I'm not riding Optic's D or anything right now. I'm just saying how I feel about them. They're...
Yeah, and I'm sure that most people in the chat, you guys, if you follow me on Twitter, you know what I think about Optic. You know what I think about the individuals. But there's
who follows you on Twitter?
What?
Who follows you on Twitter?
Apparently 7,000 botted users. No, but
I've been there.
but what was it? Yeah, it's not really whether or not you support them. It's just they're so beneficial for esports that you kind of look bad if you don't. Like I support esports, so in a Call of Duty esports. I mean, I support other esports. I support all esports.
I don't.
But anyway,
I'm just kidding.
but you kind of have to support them. Like, if you really want to see Call of Duty esports grow, you kind of have to support Optic because they're the ones that are doing the most for this community, helping out the most, growing it the most, getting out a lot of content and stuff. They really are the ones out of any other team that's doing the most for the community. So you still gotta support them, at least just a little bit.
I agree.
I
a
hate
lot.
the fans. I hate the fans. I mean, like the fans.
Yeah, the fan. Yeah, I agree with that. Optic fans are annoying as
gosh.
hell. Like they are really the worst. They really are. Like the Optic fans are straight ignorant. But
yeah,
then again,
so annoying.
that happens with any massive people. Like people in mass situations are always stupid. So
The percentage of idiots will steadily increase as your fan base does. That just kind of happens anywhere.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially with all the youngins, gotta love them. They're so passionate about their green wall. It's awesome.
Oh, the little kids in the green wall. Just let them have their green wall.
Those bless their little hearts. They're so cute with their green wall stuff. But no, it was. I mean, the Optic swag sold out at MLG, so I mean that just says
Really?
another thing. Yeah, like the Bang Bang shirt sold out like by Saturday morning, and then the green wall shirt was on its like last couple boxes mid Saturday day. So it was selling, man. Their stuff sells.
Yeah. They really need to start carrying merch for other teams. Like, I completely understand why they have so much for Optic. It's because, like we said before, they're growing the esports so much. Like, people coming into the community will know who Optic is, so most people support them. But it would still be cool if they, brought on like maybe some complexity. Never Impact merch, but maybe some Envious or just something else.
Never Impact merch.
Never Impact. But the only thing is, like, Optic, like you said before, is full of personalities. So stuff like the Bang Bang, like, you can't associate that with complexity. You can't associate that with Envious. It's just they have such great personalities for our community that it's so easy to brand them.
We all know that they got it from a Chief Keef song, dude. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Chief Keef made it, then Scump took it, then Nadeshot stole it from Scump.
Yep.
That's just how it goes.
That's how it goes from one to the other.
As far as like complexity, I'm trying to think like complexity merch, maybe like Chimp 6, maybe.
I know the one thing Clay always says is "stay slaying."
Stace. Oh, yeah.
That could be a catchphrase on a shirt, actually.
Yeah. Like, as people steadily start trying to grow themselves as personalities that are on top teams, like, you'll start getting, you'll start being able to have more of a right to have stuff like merch of yours sold at events. It's just because of the fact that their personalities, it's easier to make and sell merch for them. That's pretty much, like, at least as far as I know, like, the knowledge behind it, but...
Do you see the Twitter feed? Esports COD players change teams more than Wings of Redemption changes his underwear. That's so funny. It's so true though, which is sad. It's so sad in a way. But I don't know.
What's that in the timeline though? Yoush making a competitive team?
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you open that yet?
No, I'm not gonna open it until the show's over.
Alright, fine. Don't give them credit. That's fine.
Well, even if I open it, it won't show it. Sniping
we
division, knife division.
Have BioStash shirts.
What is that division? War Beast division? What? What is a War Beast?
I'm gonna look this up.
Editing division, competitive division. What's a War Beast division? War Beast? Is that something they just play war? Like, and they're beasts at it? I'm confused. War Beast?
Sniping, knifing, editing, competitive, War Beast.
War Beast.
Wait,
I'm gonna say it again. War Beast.
Is that a kind of guitar?
Their creative division needs some restructuring if that's what they came up with. War Beast. War Beast.
But yeah, anyway, for those of you who can't see it on the screen, all the way at the end of that image, it shows competitive division. So there's sniping, knifing, war beast, editing division, then there's competitive division, and then it just says TBA under all of them. So in other words, there are no official Yoush competitive gamers yet. But it looks like they're working on one, which is cool. I mean, a big network like Yoush getting involved, that's a step in the right direction. I mean, I think that more and more we're going to start seeing that. I think Redneck was looking at doing that.
I put 2 and 2 together and figured War Beast is a pub star, but with that name, it would have to be in War. You know what I mean? It'd have to be in the game type War. So I mean, but that's back in.
You
like,
wouldn't have to.
But that's how my brain works. So like that's what would make sense to me.
Okay, so when you think Mr. Bio, what game type am I in?
What are you talking about?
You're judging by the name.
Yeah, but that's
so they have to be playing War. So what am I playing?
That's for a gaming division though. That's the name. That's the name of one of their gaming divisions is War Beast. Are you a gaming division in Yoush? Is Mr. Bio a no? It's not.
Sure.
No, it's not.
I'll head it up right now.
No, your argument is retarded. I'm just saying. When I think of Mr. Bio, I think idiot. I'm just kidding. I don't think idiot. I wouldn't have him on the show if I thought he was an idiot.
No, we just talk about everyone else that we think idiot about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you guys have an opinion about me and you think I'm an idiot, please have a show about me. I would love to watch it.
That's what no one has had yet. Apparently, there are a lot of people that hate you. Obviously, there are more people that love you because the show is so big. But, you have your own separate group of haters.
I got a lot of haters.
On a show of you.
I do have a lot. Like, no one does any, weird, memes hating me. No one does, no one shows proof of, stupid stuff I've done.
I mean, no offense, but you're not very memeable, Diesel.
I know. I'm not.
You're not very memogenic.
There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that.
I guess it's a good thing.
That's right. He has no facial hair and it's annoying. Dude, I shave every day, man. I shave. I don't look good with facial hair. At least I don't think I look good with facial hair, so I'm not gonna have it. I like the clean shave. It's more personable in my opinion.
Whatever.
Other than the pedo stash.
I can have my own
pedo
stash.
Stash.
Off of this mustache.
Pedo stash, not pedo stash. Pedo stash. No, honestly, I think we're coming down to a close. Actually, damn, we've been talking for an hour and 10 minutes. I talk way too much sometimes.
That's it? I thought. Oh, okay.
That's it. That's a long ass time to talk. An hour and 10 minutes.
I mean, like I had said before the show, if we could just make we could just take Impact's Twitters individually and make a show off of each Twitter. But that's just a cheap blow, It's like making fun of Optic fanboys. Who does that? It's just so cheap of a blow, too easy. But
too easy.
Yeah. No, we're not talking about bio versus external because that's more of a personal issue.
Rock the James, no. I can't even grow a beard. I'm one of those baby faces that can't even grow. That can't really grow a full beard yet, and I'm 24, so what does that say? I don't know. What else? Did they get predictions for Gfinity? No, we did not. That's more for Wednesday's show, because Wednesday's show will be the Gfinity show, but Bio can give his predictions right now. I'll give mine on Wednesday. No, you don't.
Someone's going to win.
Oh my god. Somebody's going to win.
I mean, I'm going to watch it, but I honestly couldn't give a prediction right now. I mean, I'm Complexity's up there. I'll say that. I've always been a fan of Complexity just because I've been involved with them for a really long time, but I'm rooting for them.
You bandwagoner. We got a bandwagoner over here, man. Just,
All right, I'm the last person you call bandwagoner.
you did actually work for Complexity, so I guess I can't say it.
I worked for Quantic too back when we were with them, so I've been a part of the group longer.
Bandwagoner. But I don't think I'm running out of things to talk about. I don't know anything else going on. I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch of shit going on in the Impact stream. I'll probably go watch that now, just to get some entertainment before.
Get a few laughs in.
Get a few laughs in. The ESM late night show is tonight. I guess they're having that every night now. I don't know. It seems that way. They've had it every night for a week now, so I'm assuming that's gonna be every night now.
If there's something I forgot to talk about in here, maybe I'll just jump on there and talk about it, or save it for next week.
I'll save it for next week. You know what I mean?
Well, not sure. So much goes down. I don't know if I can hold this all in.
Yo, Hype, don't lie. If things are going on, yeah, come on, man.
It's Call of Duty.
Nothing's been going on, really, though, for the past 2 days. You're trying to find stuff to make a show about, which is all good. I mean, ride that train until it dies, man. I feel you. I feel you on that one, man. Ride it till it dies.
Oh, no, you're having Neslo on? Why are you having Neslo on? King Delusional. Like, what? No, not Neslo.
You should fine-tune that.
Should I go off
King
of
Delusional low? No, don't go off it. No.
Neslo
Neslo, actually,
off, but...
I mean...
Oh, that was funny, though. That was funny after we talked about him on the show. You should bring that
I have that tweet, actually. Well, we'll end the show with this. I love Neslo, don't get me wrong. I still consider him a friend, even though he likes straight up... Okay, Bio does not like Neslo, but I like Neslo. I've had him on the W rant, like a half a dozen times prior to talk. He's a very passionate, energetic fellow to talk with, but Bio, yeah, okay, Bio really does not like him. But after the first show, we talked about Neslo, and he said a stupid-ass tweet. He was basically just, like, bashing his past teammates after they won that online tournament. Or the online... What did they win again? They won some small-ass tournament.
Oh, they won that PGK?
Oh, yeah, the
Where it's like they were the only real team in that tournament.
Yeah, the PBG event. PBG event. The thing that I will not mention ever again. But, yeah, so here I'll throw the tweets up. I still have them. So this is, if you guys weren't here for the first one, I'll throw the first one up. Where is it? No, that's not it. I have a specific folder for this. Oh, here it is.
The Intel folder.
Okay, so this was the first one. This is why I left my effing team. This is why I picked up the greats. Okay, so I gave him shit for that one because there's no need to go off like that and roast your past team because you won some small-ass online tournament. And then he got angry at me and went off on me and, like, blocked me on Skype, Twitter, everything. And then he posted this on Twitter later that night. New goal, only going on Twitter to post for scrim or say something positive or important. Other than that, I'm out. Peace. Now, right there, that tells me that I did my job. Because whatever I did, he might have been pissed off at me, but he realized he was an idiot doing it, and he decided to change his ways. Now, I don't know if he changed his ways or anything. He actually, like, after MLG Anaheim, he followed me again on Twitter and was like, follow back, please, talk to me on Skype. I was like, whatever. But, it's one thing not to act on emotions. You don't want to act on emotions. If you're pissed off about something, don't make decisions while pissed off. That's like some great advice I could give right now, because I've made decisions in the past when I was absolutely just heated about something and I regretted it the day after. So it's always good to sit back and think about something. He honestly, I mean, I'm not gonna say I hate him or anything, but he burnt a bridge with me after how he acted after that. Even though we really didn't even say anything that bad, I just told him he was an idiot for posting that. And he got real emotional about it and ranted on Twitter the rest of the night about how I'm a fraud and how I'm delusional and how I'm two-faced when I'm probably the most straightforward guy other than Bio here in this community.
No, I'm the most realistic.
Okay, well, I'm
You're
the
the
most
most straightforward.
Alright. Like, honestly, like, you really... I tell you what I think about you straight to your face. It doesn't matter. It's just who I am. It's how I'll always be. Some people like that about me. Some people don't like that about me. But I'm not going to change because more people like that about me than they hate about me. So it's just who I am. I'm a very honest person, but I'm brutally honest, actually. Hence
Shame
being
on
frank.
Don't be honest with people.
I am a
People don't
nerd.
appreciate that.
Kelly and Kelly's a bigger nerd than me. Like, honestly, I've never met a chick that's as big as a nerd as Kelly. I'm sorry. There's a lot of girls on Twitter and stuff that play video games now, but Kelly, she's like a diehard nerd. She's the real deal right there. So, when is Frank coming on, dude? Frank is not here. I'm Frank. Bio's Frank. The show is Frank.
According to that picture, I'm Frank because of the mustache.
Yeah, I'm supposed to get a monocle so that you have the stash and I have the monocle.
Mm-hmm.
So if anyone knows like a place, like someone find me something on Amazon or something where I can order a monocle to wear.
Someone with the monocle hookup, hit me up.
Now honestly, the first show we got people in here, they're like, "What? Where's Frank?" And I was like, I hope
Where's
they were
your brain?
trolling. I hope that they were trolling, but honestly, with this community, I know that probably one of them was dead serious. So I was like, please
Yeah.
Google Frank.
By
Please
now
Google
we know
Frank.
people are joking though.
Yes. Well, I hope so. I don't know. Hype
We would
has
hope, yeah.
Hype has brain farts quite a bit.
Oh my word! People actually found monocles.
Of course
I'm
they
not-
did.
Whatever.
Of course
I mean,
they
I
did.
already have the mustache kind of built in, so if you want to rock a monocle, fine.
No, I can't type monocle into Amazon myself. Why would I when I got people in here that'll do it for me? It's called delegating. Jesus. I got other stuff to do right now, like talk and do stuff with my hands that I'm not quite sure
That
what
doesn't
to do.
that doesn't sound weird at all. Dude,
Dude, you
can't
made
see your
that
hands.
you made that so dirty. Like,
Hold up
come
your
on.
hand. You're just like doing stuff with my hands.
Well, I did say last show that I wouldn't be wearing pants on this show. It's just the blazer and the shirt. So let your imaginations wander.
Oh my lord.
But I think the show's coming to a close, guys. Come back next week on Monday for sure. We'll be here every Monday now. There's no reason for us to not have a show every Monday from now on. Unless something obviously happens, like
Unless the community gets fixed overnight.
yeah,
Nah, never mind.
Yeah, no.
I'm just no.
no, that's not gonna happen. This community won't be fixed for a long time after I leave it. So
There, Mrs. Bio. This is Mrs. Bio. Wow, calm down, Diesel.
Yo, that was so inappropriate. What are you talking about? Holy shit. Am I streaming tonight? I'm not sure that's up. That's up to Mrs. Violence if she wants to play Neverwinter, but it might happen. But guys, that's going to do it for tonight. This show got really awkward at the end of it. I'm not going to lie. It got extremely awkward. But I'm the king of awkward. I love making awkward situations out of not awkward ones. It's just one of my pastime hobbies, but that's going to do it, guys. Come back Wednesday. It's going to be the pre-Gfinity show. I already have Benson confirmed to come on. I'm trying to get Excellency, the captain of Prophecy, on as well. I'll work on getting a few other guys in there to talk about it. It's only Monday. The show's Wednesday, so I'm still confirming people on for that show. But come back for that, guys. It'll be a good show. It's always a good time Wednesday nights. I normally put together a decent show for you guys, I think. And also, Sunday nights is the community's voice, where anybody in this chat can come on. If you have Xbox Live and a mic, just send me a message on Xbox Live, and I invite you in. We talk about anything you guys want to talk about. It's an open discussion platform. There's no set topics. It's whatever we're talking about, we talk about. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope to see you guys Wednesday night again. Bio? Anything, Bio? Nothing? No sign-off, Bio?
Bye.
Oh, man.
You can follow me on Twitter at SG_Mr. Bio. If you want, like, being frank during the week,
There
just
you go.
follow me.
There you go. If you want being frank 24/7, follow Bio. He says some crazy stuff sometimes that I wouldn't even say myself. So go on, go follow him. It's entertaining. But that's gonna do it for tonight's show, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace out.